Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Why Am I Yelling? Krista Rizzo here, and I'm talking again about inspiration. Yesterday, I touched on inspiration from a bird's eye view, high level view, right? I talked about inspiration and how we get it and where we find it, and there are multiple different forms that we reach to grab it for ourselves. And so, over the course of the next several days and into next week, I'm going to talk about specific ways, specific action items we can take to get inspiration for ourselves, for our careers, for our lives, for our relationships, for our personal growth. So today I want to talk about people because people are often inspiration for others. The way they live their lives, the careers that they've built, the relationships that they have, the successes that they have experienced, their own personal journeys are all inspiration to others. So when you think about the people who inspire you on a daily basis, on the regular, in different aspects of your life, what does your list look like? There's no wrong answer to this, right? And I think a lot of us think that we have to be inspired by people that are doing better than we are, or that are achieving more than we are, that are seemingly more successful than we are. And while those people are great to look up to and great to get inspiration from, and I have a few of them on my list as well, I think we also have to get granular about it and really think about the people that are in our everyday lives who inspire us. Sometimes there are people that aren't even here anymore that inspire us, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So for me, I get my inspiration from people in all different walks of life. As a life coach and a motivational speaker, and somebody who is constantly thirsty for knowledge and learning, I reach to people who inspire me in ways that I want to be, or in ways that I see myself moving on to as my goals and dreams get bigger and expand. So, for example, I get inspired by people like Oprah and Ellen DeGeneres, and those are like my big people, right? Because they're doing big things in the world and they're changing people's lives every single day. And they're doing it on a major scale by spreading joy and spreading kindness and tapping into their personal belief systems and leaning on their faith and being the kind of people who want to create positive change in the world. So those are like, two major people, right? And then I look to people in my industry and I say, what are they doing? Or people outside of my industry. And sometimes we get inspired by sports figures. My kids are inspired by, athletes because they're both athletes. And we get inspired by influencers, right? We look at people who are on Instagram or they're out on social media and they're influencing others in a major way. And for me, it all has to do with positive impact and social impact and what we're doing to make the world a better place and how we can all work together cohesively to, you know, bring about social change and environmental change and human change and like love humanity and all that kind of stuff. So that's important for me too. So I tend to get inspired by people who are close to me, who or have touched my life in a way personally. So people that I have worked with, friends, family members, people that I consider mentors or peers who have inspired me through their own trials and tribulations and journeys and paths that they've been on, whether it has been to uber success or really to just hanging on. Like, I have had friends and I myself have been in places where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get to tomorrow, let alone next week and next year and the years after. And so finding that kind of inspiration and being in awe of people who are working hard every single day to make their dreams come true, to keep their families fed, to pay their bills, to not give up on their dreams, and make it work for them in ways that are new and eye-opening to us and are enlightening to others. Those people inspire me. I'm inspired by leaders who are influencing change. I'm inspired by people. I'm inspired by my kids, to be perfectly honest with you. My little guy has such a zest for life and a joy. He is always smiling, and I'm inspired by his wonder and his zeal and his smile. Like, he literally is the epitome of a joyful child. He smiles through his tears every single time. I'm inspired by that. I'm inspired by my older son for his commitment and his focus and his drive for whatever it is that he's doing, whether it's his sports or his academics or his friendships. He is somebody who, really, he really gets into whatever it is that he's doing if he truly enjoys it. And so he plays soccer on his high school soccer team. He just made the team. He's a freshman this year. And he's been participating and dedicated and all the things. He actually won an award for his tennis team this summer for being the most dedicated junior coach, because he coaches little kid soccer tennis clinics. Sorry. So I'm inspired by him. He's 13. That's amazing. I'm inspired by other kids and other people who are out there who are doing things to improve their quality of life and the quality of life of other people. And I'm also inspired by people who are no longer with us. So, for example, my grandmother inspires me every single day, just by the legacy that she left behind and because of the work ethic that she instilled in us as a role model. Watching her, a survivor of the Depression. Now, clearly I wasn't born then, but, having that work ethic and really putting it in place and being heartless and being heartful and giving back to her community. She's a huge inspiration to me, even though she hasn't been with us for the last 17 years. There are all kinds of ways for us to get inspiration. And the other one way, when we're talking about people, and I want you to really look at yourself in the mirror and get inspired by the person that you are and who you're creating and who you're becoming, because that in itself is a joy to behold. And even if you're going through a struggle right now and you are having a moment of feeling inadequate or feeling heavy in your commitments and your feelings and your love for yourself, I want you to look at yourself and I want you to tell yourself that you are an inspiration. If you're an inspiration to others, you're an inspiration to your children, you're an inspiration to your partner, to your family, to your friends. And most of all, you should be an inspiration to yourself. Take your experiences, take your journey, take your failures, take your successes, and learn from them. And be inspired by all of it. And put a plan and a path in place to get to where you want to be. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be the next day. It might not be the next week or year. But if you truly do the work on yourself to find inspiration from others and feed on it and absorb it like a sponge, you truly can find inspiration in everything that you do. Find the good. Find the happy place in all of the things that you are trying to achieve, even if you're in the middle of a hard place. And so I'm leaving you with this. Make your list of inspiring people and write out 2 or 3 reasons why they inspire you and put it on your desk, put it in your whiteboard, put it on your phone, and go back to it. And I want you to put you at the top of that list. Our next discussion is going to be about things that inspire us and how we can feed off of them and use them on our journeys of inspiration for a better life, a better relationship, a better career path. So stick with me. Head over to Why Am I Yelling? Get on the Daily Yell. We're starting new ones next week. You're not going to want to miss your daily dose of optimism every single day. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.